So when you the moment you get the gig of making a commercial, it's not like it's not like you just like go, right? Like, and you like can just go off on your own and you make it and hand it back to them. Like the agency and the client are involved every step of the way. And rightfully so. It's their money, it's their idea, and
Mhm.
it's their brand, right? So when a company puts anything out into the world, whether it's a commercial, a billboard, like a TikTok video, anything, it's a reflection of their brand. So they want to be very on top of that and make sure it's a good reflection of their brand and how they want their brand reflected. So they're not just going to like let some person go and do whatever, right? So literally every step of the way, you have to be in communication with the agency. And if it's a direct to client project, which there's a lot of those too, you got to be in communication with the client. So there's no surprises. Because the worst thing is to show up on set and just be like, whoa, we never saw this. We don't like this. Like, why are you doing this? Right. Like what makes for a smooth and efficient process is to get everyone on the same page at every step. So there's just no surprises. It just makes for a
And,
smooth working experience.
and that includes casting, locations, costuming, everything basically has to be signed
Yeah,
up.
so every single thing in the spot needs to be approved by the client. The client
Mhm.
needs to say yes or no at the end,
Mhm.
because you just again you don't want at some point them to down the line to be like, oh, well, we never saw this, we don't like this. Like that can derail the whole process, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, literally every step of the way you got to get approval. So like so once you start casting, they don't want to see all the auditions. You know what I mean? So like they trust our our taste, the filmmaker's taste, and the agency's taste to whittle it down to who we think is best, and then we'll show them the selects, and then they'll make the choice based on that. And same with locations. Like so, I don't show the agency every location I go see, because that would just be overwhelming and a waste of time, right? Like they trust the taste, right? So I'll like shortlist a bunch of locations, or if it's building a set design, a layout, how we like. And like, once I get it to a point I like it, then I'll kick it up the chain. And then, you get sign off before moving forward. And then same with wardrobe and the storyboards, everything. So before we shoot, like literally we do a thing, it's called a pre-production meeting, and in some bigger jobs there's actually multiple pre-production meetings as we go through, so like things are being checked on at every step. But uh, typically before a shoot starts, you have the big pre-production meeting, and you literally run through every detail of of the commercial. So you're going through the storyboard. So like I'll have done either storyboards or a shot list or photo boards of some kind, and I'll run through all of that with them, make sure they're happy with how I've decided to lay it out, and then you go through the cast, you confirm the cast, but they'll have been chosen, but you double check and make sure everyone remembers. You look at all your production design options, things like that. Have those discussions, make sure everyone's on the same page about how you're going to be dressing the sets, things like that. Then you'll usually actually do a wardrobe session after that too. So you'll go through all the wardrobe together, make sure everyone's happy with that, and then so that way by the time you shoot, it really is just a matter of showing up and doing it.
Mhm.
And like what can slow things down from there is just the performances in a lot of cases, right? Because when you're on set, if it's a larger job with a larger agency and client, you'll sometimes have like 10 people behind you. You know what I mean? There'll be like 5 people from the agency, 5 people from the client. I've seen more than that. I've seen less than that. It's different from project to project. But you got to
Yeah, but
remember,
half of those guys are there for the food, though, the craft service. Let's be honest.
hey, everyone's got a role to play, right? So
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm not saying that, but
I'll say it. Why not?
you got to look at it this way, right? When you're looking at the monitor, it's kind of like what we talked about a bit before. Everyone sees the script in their head a certain way, right? So when you're directing a scene and you see a performance, I might like a performance, but like one of those 9 people might be like, oh, that's not how I envisioned it. And quite often there's like 4 people that'll be like, oh, I didn't envision it that way. Right.
Oh, really?
And yeah, so that's like not in a negative way. It's just, again, like we all have our own perceptions of certain
Mhm.
things.
Mhm.
And that's what can kind of slow down the process in some situations, is like, just, can we try a version like this, 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 because like everyone sees it a different way, and everyone wants to be a little safe and cover themselves, so in post-production they can try a lot of different options,
Mhm.
because it is such a filtered process, that's kind of like where on set, that's where you start to see a lot of the differences. Like it's, I actually warn a lot of like actors, if it's like their first time in a commercial, to like just be prepared that like really no matter how good they are, they're going to have to do multiple takes. They're going to have to do multiple options. They're going to be told to try it different ways. And that like, it's normal. Like, it's not, because I've seen some actors, like when I was early on starting, especially some inexperienced actors, get really in their head about it. They started to think they were doing something wrong, and they weren't doing anything wrong. It's just people just wanted to see it different ways. Like, that's it. Because again, there's like 10 people watching, and like 10 people, they're all like, oh, let's try this. Let's try this. Like it can turn into that sometimes. And like this actor got so in her head, and we lost her. Like we lost her. Yeah. It was brutal. It's it was probably the worst experience I have ever had with an actor. I felt so bad for her.
Yeah.
But but at the same time, she had like the homework wasn't done. She didn't come in locked in, ready too. So it's, it was both sides on that one, right? But like the agency wanted to see a lot from her, and I don't think she had the experience and the confidence to get it, because her confidence just disappeared. And she was doing a great job, but she just wasn't ready for it.
So now you prep them ahead of time and say, listen, this is what you're in for. It's not personal.
Yep. And so they get it. They know it. You know what I mean? Like, so, because like I know, like, I mean, we can all be sensitive and get self-conscious, right? So it's good to just warn people. I find that, like, no matter what, you can be Daniel Day-Lewis, and they're going to ask you, hey, can you try that with a bit more of a smile? It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I guarantee it. Like, I'm gonna walk around the corner and say this to you. It's gonna happen.
A little less serious, Daniel. Can we lighten it up a little bit?
It's gonna happen. No matter how good you are, they're gonna. Oh, and then can we try one where you're like, maybe like giggle first a little bit? Yeah. Like, I'm telling you, dude. Like, it gets like that specific. Like,
I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it.
So that's kind of the vibe. But yeah, like, I mean, typically, like the good shoots are, when things are very well prepared ahead of time and everyone's on the same page. I find that always makes the smoothest productions. And then in post-production, it's a whole different beast, right? Like, that really depends on what market you're in.